So, I went on a lovely trip with my bestie to Thailand for 10 days. And that was a ton of fun. Of course, I've come home and I had to sign a loan to do some home repairs, but thus is my life, isn't it? Anyway, about the trip, which was definitely planned and all paid for before I was let go from my day job. Again, thus is my damn life. So yeah, we stayed in this Airbnb that was like $30 a day. The cost of being in this Airbnb, which was a condo, which Paula and I had our own rooms, our own bathrooms. There was like a little, living room, dining area. There was a balcony. There was this amazing fucking pool. I didn't go down the slide because I have this weird thing with speed and water and all that stuff. Paul did. There was a little kitchen and Paul made his breakfast and all that shit. So the price of being there for that long is like 2 nights at just a random 3-star hotel in Manhattan. Just letting you know. So it was just and also money, little bit of American money goes such a long way over there. Because, obviously being unemployed, I don't have much, All my unemployment checks are going to bills and just hoping to get some commissions and shit, to just continue doing art right now. So whatever money I had saved, for this trip, I was just like, oh, God, but it goes a fucking long way. Like I said, you're fucking, with $200, you're fucking balling there, you know what I mean? Because, my cab ride, from Bangkok to Pattaya, where we were staying at, was only $45. It ended up being 50, 55, because I gave the guy extra money, because he drove fucking 2 hours. But I'm just letting you know, from my house to JFK, I had to pay fucking, 80, almost $90, because I was like, alright, da-da-da, going to the airport, going all the way to JFK, with tip, $90, yay, just giving you an idea, and I don't live 2 hours from the airport, just letting you know. Pattaya is more of like a party city, a crazy town, sorry. Come, my lady. Although, yeah, that's a lot of guys there are just ladies. You're my butterfly sugar. Okay, I'm gonna stop. It's a party spot. It's, there are families there that are vacationing, but it's definitely, we went down, went to Walking Street, and at night, they close up that street called Walking Street because you really walk down it. And there's all these different, go-go clubs, all these different bars and all that shit happening. There's always, guys there with little, signs, and they're like, oh, wanna watch? Wanna go see, da-da-da. And if you, just being a New Yorker, you're like, nah, fuck off, bro. I'm walking, da-da-da-da-da, But, if you took a closer look at the thing they're holding, it's do you want to go see this ping pong thing? It's this lady's gonna, part of me was curious, I kind of want to see that, because I don't have, I have many talents, but certain talents I don't have. But no, I didn't go see that because I don't know. I think because that was my first day and a half there. I don't think I need to be scarred for the rest. I just took the rest of the time. I'm just just like that. But anyway, so it being a touristy spot, it wasn't hard to get around and kind of communicate with people. Sure, there were a lot of people who didn't speak much English. I obviously don't speak Thai for fuck all, it's I know dishes, I know food, but that's really me with a lot of other languages. I know food, but a lot of them were very patient, simple, as someone who's a child of immigrants and all that stuff, I understand sometimes communication, you gotta do a lot of hand gestures, a lot of times, screenshots on your phone, pointing at things, Google Translate is definitely a good thing because you'll just type in English, Google Translate to Thai. They kind of get an idea. They'll grab your phone, go from Thai to English. And, you know, it's not that hard. Everyone's very understanding of one another. It also, the fact that I've worked in Manhattan for majority of my life, you know, I'm fine with, you know, with accents. I understand that not everyone, you know, speaks your language. So it's not anything where, for me, it wasn't that crazy of a culture shock. But then again, I am Asian. So, like, whatever cultures they have is not that different from what I'm used to. Although, being there, yes, I did very much realize how fucking American I am. And I know when I was in London, there were times where, like, you know, people were talking and their accents, and they're like, oh, I sound very posh and all that shit, you know? And I'm there like, yo, what up? Why am I sounding extra hood? Why am I trying to sound extra hood to balance out you sounding mad proper, son? It was like that when I was in London, but, like in Thailand, it was just like, keep things simple, you know, you don't need the word is, am, you know, just go like, oh no, or you go, no need, you know, or like, thank you, you know, we go, you know, it's not like, oh, are we going, or like, well, but it's just, you know, you go, how much, just very easy, no, or how much is this, no, so cut a bunch of words, just do like 4-word sentences, and you're good. A lot of them, like, their English is pretty decent, but like numbers are a little confusing, which I totally get, you know. So a lot of times they would have like either their phones or like a regular calculator, and if you're at like a mall or somewhere and you're like, how much is it, they'll just type it out and you're like, oh cool, like 88 bahts or something like that. And so, like I said, with the whole like culture shock not really thing, one of the things that really got me was that there aren't any sidewalks. Like, there are, but it's very few and far between. We did take a day trip to Bangkok, and since that's like very city, feels like home, and obviously it had like well, everyone had public transportation, but it had, you know, like a rail system, you know, it just felt like home. Actually, obviously anywhere's rail system is definitely more advanced in New York because it's old and we ain't got time to shut things down to really, really upgrade them. But anyway, so there was like sidewalks, but when you're in Pattaya, you're walking in the street. You know, you're kind of walking, like, against traffic, so you make sure. Most of the time, people have, like, motorbikes, so it's not so bad. But every so often, there'll be, like, a honk, and you turn around, and it's either a pickup truck that's also a taxi, and I'll get into that crazy. Regular cars, and then there's, like, sometimes big trucks, and sometimes it's, like, those big tour buses, and you're like, you're, like, against the wall, like, goodbye. You know, you're like, Jesus. That definitely got me for the first couple days where I was like, there's no fucking sidewalks. I'm like, I don't know how to function. You know, which is funny because then, like, in the city, a lot of times you're like, I'm walking the street, I'm gonna fucking walk in the street because these fucking tourists here are taking, like, just don't. Was this a movie Tombstone? Why y'all gotta walk in a fucking line, you know? Like, fucking just walk. No, I don't have to be, just, you know, and you're like walking the street, buses and shit are whizzing by, and you're like, I'm fine. But I go to Pattaya and I'm like, a little motorbike passes me and I'm like, ah! You know? I also notice a lot of stray animals are out there, a lot of stray dogs and cats. As someone who really loves dogs, I remember when I first went to one of the convenience stores, and I was like, oh, hey, and I went to go, like, kneel down to pet the dog, and the dog, like, I'm, you know, the dog was like this, like, bitch? The fuck you trying to do to me? You got food? You know, it's like, you fat, you gotta have food. And I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, dog, my bad. Just gonna go get me something to eat, you know? As I was saying before, like, the whole taxi stuff. So a couple times we took motorbike taxis, which you are literally on the back of a motorbike. And a lot of those taxi people, they have orange vests, so make sure of that. They're very friendly, all that stuff. Like, every time we went on, we didn't have to wear a helmet, and I was like, like, gripping like shit with my thighs and holding like the back thing, like, ah! I remember the first time I was on there, the motorbike person was a lady, so I just kind of like hugged her. And Paul's friend, because Paul and his friend were on another motorbike, and the girl was laughing at me because she's from there, so she was just kind of like, "Bitch, why are you holding on like that, you silly?" Because there are people, they're on the highway with the motorbike, and their baby is lying across like their lap, you know what I mean, or like they're side saddling it, you know, with a cake like on their lap, like. Like, it's totally fine. And my ass is like, my big ass is holding on to this tiny Thai woman, like, alright, let's go! And then they're going, I'm like, oh, actually, it's not so bad. I think it's not so bad. Let me take some footage. Let me take some pictures. Okay, let me not be weird and just be, like, grabbing onto her, you know? But a couple other times, I had these dudes, and they were like, it was like Matrix 2 on that highway, where I was just like, oh my god, oh my god, I'm gonna shit my pants, you know. There was one time where, like halfway through the ride, mine and Paul's motorbike people, they stopped, and they like, you know, lifted up the seat, and they like handed us a helmet, and they're like, please, police, because there was like, once we put on the helmet, we went, and there was like police checkpoint. They would like look at us, and they're like, and I was like, I see why. I feel a lot safer now with this helmet, though. Okay, cool. Not so scared, you know. And yeah, so besides that, and those are, you know, they cost a little bit more because obviously you're going direct from point A to point B kind of thing. I think the most I ever paid was 40 bahts. Which is like $1.22, you know, so it's not so bad. Like you're paying $1 to go like a mile and a half, you know what I mean? It's like, fuck, even here, if I were to go to the train station, which is pretty much a similar distance from what, we've gone on the motorbikes, it's fucking like $7, like $9 with tip, because of course you have to, we're in America. Yeah, so besides those, there's also these pickup truck ones. And, you know, I remember seeing it on my way into the city, and I was like, people are just chilling on the back of a pickup truck. And you got, like, the little roof over it, and you got little handlebars and stuff. Like, they kind of, some of them you can ask for, like I said, like, destination, and others, they just kind of go up and down the road, you know, and you just, like, go, burp, burp, you know, you hit the button, whenever you're kind of reaching your destination kind of stuff. And that's kind of those are only 10 bahts, which it's 30 cents, you know, that's so fucking crazy. And like most of the time, you know, we were like sitting in there and you're like, all right, cool. But there was one time where Paul and I were like actually standing like off of the pickup truck. Because because I have a video of us, like, just standing there, and the road is literally, like, half a foot below us on, like, this metal grate. And then, I also have this picture of, like, a really overstuffed one, where it's, like, you know, there's, like, the Asian people, and then the white tourists just hanging on like crazy. And that is a very weird experience. Like, not like, oh, I hated it, but it's very weird to be like, so I'm standing here on the back of this pickup truck, totally fine, you know, no weird road regulations kind of stuff. Because I remember years ago, like, during, like, high school graduation shit that would happen, you know, of course, in the beginning of summer, and, you know, some kids would just be sitting on the back of a pickup truck, and then cops are like, no, you guys can't, you have to be, like, you know, inside the cabinet kind of stuff, obviously. But they're like, no, you put a little roof thingy over it, you put a little buzzer thing, you're a cab, and you just go on your way, and you're just like, oh my god, it's so crazy. Yeah, transportation, I mentioned the trains, I guess you would say the subway in Bangkok. They have it where, they also have it when you board, like what I've seen with Japan, where it's, you stand off to the side, and you obviously wait for people to get off, and then off to the side you enter, which you know, I feel like in New York, instead of the stupid fucking arrows on the inside of the train to point in to be like, you have to move in, I feel like you should also have that too. At the same time, it's fucking New York, and you know no one's gonna give two shits about that, you know? They're still gonna push over like an old lady just so they can get that seat from the pregnant woman kind of stuff. So I'm like, yeah, acting like that something nice is gonna happen. We ate a lot, we slept a lot, you know, it was a lot of fun, you know, to be like, hey, woke up at fucking noon, you know, we either go get breakfast or we make breakfast, then we just chill a little bit, might take an afternoon nap, you know, wake up again, go out for dinner, maybe do a little bit of exploring, of course eat, and then come back, either sleep. Most of the time it's like I'm back, I sleep, Paul will go out, you know, or it's like, hey, I'll go out with you, yeah, we'll chill at the bar and me watch you drunkenly dance and all that stuff, you know, while I'm sipping on some coke, because, you know, like, I'm a goody two-shoe, I just drink coke, which was funny because the bartenders are, you know, they're these cute girls and they're like, and I was like, no, I'm good, you know. I'm like, like, I don't really drink anyway, and if I do, it's like, you know, like, rare. So I'm like, no, it's cool, no, but thank you, you're so sweet, I know, but no, but my friend is drinking for the both of us pretty much. But there were a couple places we did go to. We did go see, the Big Buddha, which was very cool. It was, you know, it was a bit of a trek, but at the same time, we did get on one of those, like, pickup truck taxis, so we didn't have to, like, trek all the way up there. It was, a, you know, a nice, the stairwell, actually, before entering it, they have signs that say, like, please dress modestly and all that stuff. So, they would have, like, little, I don't want to say sheets, but little pieces of fabric. So, like, I had, you know, because it's, like, 90 degrees, so I had, like, little booty shorts on. So, I had to, like, grab one of the fabrics and, you know, tie it around my waist so it looks like I had, like, you know, like a long skirt on or something, you know, and other people were doing it too. They didn't want spaghetti straps, so, you know, you'd cover yourself up, you know, stuff like that. Of course, they jokingly said that Paul needed one too because he was wearing shorts. Yeah, so the Big Buddha thing was cool. We then, another day we went to the floating market, and that was amazing, and I'm gonna have a whole separate video on that one. That was really cool and interesting. Already mentioned Walking Street. Oh, they have tons of malls there, and I come from the land of the malls, but they have a lot of malls there. Like, for me, like, malls are within 5 to 10 miles of one another. There, it's like 5 to 10 blocks, not even. Like, not even. You know, they're definitely about, you know, their massages and all that stuff. So, I got a foot massage, and I also got a pedicure, 2 separate days. You know, the pedicure stuff doesn't look so cute now, because it's been a bit, and it's cold here. But, after it was done, I was like, my god, my feet have not looked like that, or felt like that, since I was probably a baby. I was like, oh my god, look, my nails don't go all like this, and there's no, all this, like, rough hobbit foot skin at the bottom. Oh, thank you, lady. You know? Oh, man. But yeah, like I said, it was tons of fun. And just to kind of give you an idea, the travel part of it, like, from New York to Thailand is a bitch. It's literally 24 hours of traveling, because it's 14 hours from JFK to Shanghai, then it was like a 4 to 5 hour layover, then it's 4 hours of a flight from Shanghai to Bangkok, then from Bangkok to Pattaya, like I said, it was a 2 hour taxi ride, or bus ride, depending on, Paul did bus, because Paul freaking missed the flight, so I got there a day ahead of him. Oh, that was fun. Funny enough, on the way back, going through, you know, the backwards way of it, so while in Shanghai, they check your shit again, even though you just got off the plane, so it's like, okay, we have to get checked again. They confiscated my eyeglass repair kit because of that little screwdriver. I also have I always have like a little pack of like sewing needles. I didn't take that. I can tape all those up, but fine, you know. But, okay, but whatever. China, you're weird, you know. That's why I'm here in America. I was born here, so what am I talking about? So there was that. And then we flown on Eastern China Air, which is the most like inexpensive like airline, you know, to go somewhere this far of a distance. And if you have like a food allergy or a specific diet, it's a bit of a bitch. Paul forgot to put vegetarian on my thing. I'm not a vegetarian, I'm a pescatarian, but it's easier just to kind of like, you know, do that because they might not know what pescatarian means. So, you know, there were a couple times where there was a fish option, and that was cool, but sometimes, like, whatever side thing, you're like, oh, here's a salad, and let me pick off the ham, or like, oh, there's this thing, let me, you know, there are a couple times where, cool, there's fish option, and then there's times where they're like, beef noodle or chicken curry, and I was like, neither. Then there was one part where the person felt bad because I said, oh, never mind, so they gave me, like, all the sides, not the main dish, which was fine, because at least I still got some fruit, you know, like a cookie, some bread with the butter, and then like a little salad. At least it was something, you know. They're also really fine with just handing out peanuts because, you know, like there's such a thing about peanut allergy over here that they're like, no peanuts, you know. But yeah, that part's a little like, you know, we were thinking like next time if we're gonna do a flight like that to make sure we write that down. Because there was also like for Paul, he has a seafood allergy, so there were times where he was like, oh, hey, this got a little shrimpy in it. And so I'm going to have more videos about, like, food, like traveling with food coming up. But yeah, it's like when we're, you know, going out to eat, it's a little hard because I can eat seafood and he can eat meat and I don't, like, all that stuff. And then when we even added in our buddy Masami who has, like, an allergy to gluten, it's like, what the fuck do we do? Which is why we have tacos a lot. But anyway, so yeah, I've talked way too much already. But yeah, that was our trip to Thailand. It was tons of fun. I'm gonna have more videos, just like the London stuff, with other things we've done. Again, pertaining to food, pertaining to places we went, and all that stuff. But yeah, alright, support my Patreon. I'm unemployed.